Today we're going to be talking about instructional design. What is instructional design? Instructional designing is creating teaching using various materials and considering how students will learn effectively through these materials and different methods that you choose to use within your classroom. We're going to break down the ADDIE model today and talk about why it's so successful. We're going to look at the analysis part. Many times our students come to us in various levels academically, so it's our job to figure out what gaps are presented to know what steps we need to take. The second part of the ADDIE model is the design model. We're going to look at the different performance levels to identify these gaps to look at our next steps. When we begin creating a design, we're going to talk about what objectives we're going to have that we want to be successful with by the end of the lesson. Let's keep talking about and looking at the next step, which leads us to developing. We're going to develop and identify an outline with specific objectives that have been stated within the analysis part and design model of these stages. We're going to talk about learners within our classroom and what we need to do to target achievement within each one. Implementation. This is the stage where we talk about how our plan is going to be effective within a live lesson. We're going to ask ourselves how we can keep students engaged and monitor the lesson to make improvements before, during, and after the lesson. Once we've completed all of the steps, we're now going to move to our final stage, which is evaluate. When we evaluate our lesson, we reflect and we look at ways and questions that we can ask ourselves to better help our lesson moving forward. We can ask questions like what went well, how were goals successfully met, and how student success was used when meeting these goals. Now let's take the ADDIE model that we just used and ask ourselves how can we use it in our future teaching. So we're going to make a plan. Step 1, we're going to analyze student data in the subject area where you feel your test scores are low. Secondly, we're going to create 2 learning objectives. Thirdly, we're going to develop a lesson and an action, how you are going to create solutions to this problem. So don't be afraid to team up or work with someone on your grade level team. The last 2 steps that you're going to do and implement using the ADDIE model is we're going to look at what materials you need to have and how you want to present your content to students. And the last thing that I'd like you to do is reflect upon your assessment and use tools so you can reflect upon your data. Thank you for taking the time today to review the ADDIE model, and I look forward to seeing how you implement it in your future learning.